Etiology of infectious diseases. The components of communicable diseases. These are characterized by the following: the infectious agent, that's the seed; the host, that's the soil; route of transmission, as the climate. There must be a living transmissible agent. For example, virus, like in Ebola virus, Lassa virus, etc. Rickettsia, bacteria. You have like cerebrospinal, meningitis, tuberculosis. Protozoa, like in malaria. Fungi and helminths, like in the that we have in our bodies. The agent, in order to survive, must be able to go through the following: multiply, that is in the host; emerge from the host; reach a new host; infect the new host, that is if the immunity permits, because there are some cases where the infection will affect the individual, but there will not be any manifestation of the infection. Reservoir of infection. Reservoir of infection means the specific ecological condition or niche or environment upon which the agent depends for its survival. There are different reservoirs of infection as follows: human reservoir, animal reservoir, non-living reservoir. Human reservoir. These include both ill persons and healthy carriers, as will be explained later what you mean by healthy carriers. Example of the diseases that are specifically adapted to man are measles, HIV and AIDS, typhoid, gonorrhea, syphilis, meningococcal meningitis, etc. In these cases, is that man is the only reservoir of infection. Carriers. These are persons that harbor the infective agent without showing signs of a disease, but can transmit the agent to other persons. This type of people, you will never suspect that they have infection because they are not manifesting any symptoms and signs. Types of carriers: healthy or asymptomatic or inapparent carrier. The person remains well throughout the infection, but remember that the person harbors the infection and can transmit it to other people. Incubatory or precocious carrier. The pathogens are excreted during the incubation period. What is incubation period? It is the period of infection to period of manifestation of the infection, that is signs, before the onset of symptoms like in HIV/AIDS, or before the characteristic features of the disease. For example, the measles rash or glandular swelling in mumps are manifested, because in measles rash the person might throw fever and you won't know that you won't know the particular disease that the person is having until you see that characteristic rash and you say, oh, this is measles. Convalescent carrier. The person excretes the infective agent after recovery from the illness. This could be for a short period or for a longer period, in which case the person becomes a chronic carrier. That is, if it's for a longer period, a chronic carrier. Some can even have it for life, harbor the disease for life. The carrier state is important in the epidemiology of certain disease with large numbers of carriers. It plays an important role in disease transmission, as a healthy carrier will never be suspected, so people may continue having contact with the person, for example, in sexually transmitted infections and HIV and AIDS. Chronic carriers may serve as source of infection and so continue with disease transmission over a long period. Animal reservoir. Some diseases that also affect humans have their reservoir in animals, and from here the term zoonosis emerged. The term zoonosis. These are diseases of vertebrate animals that can be transmissible to man under natural conditions. For example, we have 4 types. Number 1, where the animals are used as food. Example, tiniasis in cow and pig. That is something like tapeworm. It is also called tapeworm. You can have it the type of the one you have from cow or the one you have from pig. B, where a vector is transmitting the infection from animal to man. Example, plague through rat flea, viral encephalitis and yellow fever, both through mosquito. The yellow fever here is the jungle type of yellow fever, where the animal here involved is the monkey, because in the urban yellow fever you have man, mosquito, man. There is no animal involved. C, where the animal bites man. Example, in rabies infection by infected domestic animals like dogs, cats, etc. Also through wild animals like foxes and wolves. And in South America, from vampire bats to fruit bats, cattle and other animals. D, where the animal contaminates the human environment, including food. Example, salmonellosis from cattle, poultry, pigs, dogs, cats, rats and mice. Non-living reservoir. This is in a situation where some of the infective agents are saprophytes living in soil and can live freely in nature. That is, their vegetative forms can withstand the adverse effects of temperature changes or changes in humidity, or they form spores to withstand these environmental changes. For example, Clostridial organisms, infective agents of tetanus, Clostridium tetani, or gas gangrene, Clostridium welchi, or that of botulism, Clostridium botulism. Route of transmission of infectious diseases. This is a mechanism by which an infectious agent is transferred from one person to another, or from the reservoir to a new host. This may occur by contact, either directly person to person or indirectly through fomites, that's contaminated objects. These contact infections could be where there is overcrowding in households. Example, for airborne infections like tuberculosis, cerebrospinal meningitis, measles, mumps, chickenpox, etc. Other infections that are highly contagious may occur through causal contact in homes, workplace, or school. Example, severe acute respiratory syndrome, bird or swine flu, Lassa fever, Ebola virus disease, etc. Other infections may require close intimate contact. Example, sexually transmitted infections. Also, Leprosy is part of it. Some infections occur through penetration of skin. Example, directly by the organism like hookworm, larva, schistosomiasis, or through the bite of a vector. Example, malaria, plague, or through wounds, as in tetanus. Through inhalation of airborne infections, as mentioned earlier. Poor ventilation and overcrowding encourage this. Through ingestion, fecal-oral route, from contaminated hands, food, or water. Transplacental infection, congenital infections, from mother through placenta to the fetus, that's the unborn child in the uterus. Example, syphilis, HIV and AIDS, toxoplasmosis, rubella, etc. Thanks for watching the video.